It's not
Andy,
money
can
shot.
we get your perspective on the same? How would you approach
Sure.
this here?
Yeah. Well, all consoles, all Yamaha consoles before Rivage had a scene 0, where if you recalled it, all the faders went down and everything, was switched off. You'd get no sound out of the console until you change things. Well, in recent times, of course, the digital mixers have got a lot more sophisticated with recall safe and so on. So if you have recall safe enabled and then you recall scene 0, you're not guaranteed that everything goes to 0, because the stuff that are recall safe stays as they are. So you have to eliminate all the recall saves and then recall scene 0. So it sort of reduced its usefulness. So Rivage doesn't have one, and neither does DM7. But let me show you what it does have. If we go to the camera that shows a close-up here, and in the scene picture, maybe you can just see that button there that I'm pointing at. It says
Clear mix data?
mix data. Yeah. So no matter what scene you're on and no matter what the recall safe settings are, you can press that to get all your mixing parameters to 0 point. So that's an option. Or after you've initialized the console, you can then quickly store a scene, and then you've got your own scene 0. So I do it myself. I've got a scene that I've titled 0 there. I just do that when I'm setting up. But for a lot of people, scene 0 isn't useful because you've got so much to do before you start mixing, because you've got bus setups. How many stereo mixes do you want? How many mono? And then do you want by default channels on or channels off? Do you want some effects in there by default? I think most people really want to make their own starting scene, perhaps including patching and including names as well. So the benefit of this clear mix data, it does not delete the patch and it does not delete the names. It keeps them. So if you're in a fixed installation or if you're using a regular setup, then that's more useful to use than scene 0, which will erase all your names and all your patching. So we sort of give you a few more flexible options to get you started mixing more quickly, and to sort of get you to create your own starting scenes, which you then save on the USB key and load in before you start preparing anything. So I hope that makes a bit of sense.
Yeah, and in fact, clear mix data is a nice quick fix. It's the tips and tricks that we all waiting for when we come for something like this. Some of you guys also, I'm sure some of the Yamaha users already know these answers, but I think this is a good thing to know.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know about the recall safe thing that Andy mentioned, that when you clear the mix data, it still erases even if it's a recall safe. So that's the information that I probably got to learn. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, it's good to know that, isn't it?